Welcome back to Crystal Clear. I'm UltraVox, and we are in the final month of Steven Universe premieres. By the end of March, Steven Universe will be a completed animated franchise with Steven Universe the movie, and the limited epilogue series, Steven Universe Future. But as Future starts back up this week to begin its final run of episodes, there's one character I believe still has one big revelation up their sleeves. The character who has guided the entire narrative of this series, and the character that both Steven and the audience need closure on. Pink Diamond. One of the most divisive fictional characters in the history of everything. Pink Diamond has her supporters and she has her haters. But something I said shortly after the premiere of Future was that our final judgments on Pink Diamond should be reserved for when Future finally comes to a close, as it was clear to me with the episode Volleyball that the epilogue series would likely conclude with Steven forming a solid opinion of who his mother was and what she means to him. And I think we're finally on the verge of getting that answer, or at least having some very vital information provided to us, as I begin to suspect that Steven, for a final time, will be able to explore his mother's memories and stumble upon game-changing information. Let's talk about that. Of course, spoiler warning. If you do not want to know any potential plot points for Steven Universe Future, please click off now. With all that said, let's dive in. To briefly reiterate, Volleyball was an important episode of Steven Universe Future for many reasons, but in terms of forming a narrative, it establishes the fact that Steven has still not yet come to terms with who his mother was or how he feels about her, that he's tired of hearing negative things about her. He clearly doesn't want to dislike her, and his mom serves as a primary trigger for his pink transformation. While she's not the only thing that can set him off, just the association with her name is enough for Steven to start glowing. So I definitely believe the resolution of Future will give us a fully formed perspective of Pink Diamond alongside the answer of what Steven wants to do with his future. Yet, I think the next big step in Steven forming an answer could be coming up with the very next episode, one that airs this Friday at the time of recording, in Dreams. And hey, even if this doesn't happen verbatim, it's still a fun concept to talk about. While we don't currently have a synopsis for this episode at the time of recording, I think the title of this episode combined with clips from the trailer presents to us plentiful information. This is a staple Steven Universe Dream episode, an escapade throughout Steven's mind, where everything is balls to the wall insane, absolutely nothing can make sense, but depending on the circumstances and Steven's mindset, he can stumble into very valuable information or connect with others. More often than not, both. And while Steven's dream powers have been used for storylines revolving around other characters, such as Lapis, Jasper, and Lars, more often than not, these dream powers lead to moments that are more diamond-focused, especially regarding Steven's mother. Although Steven knows that he is 100% him, a separate life from Pink Diamond altogether, fragments of her memories and subconscious are still in there. They're still within Steven's gem, and they're still accessible through his dreams. At this point in Future's story, a dream episode could only lead to so many things. But based off what the epilogue has provided so far, I dare to imagine that this journey into dreams will revolve around both his pink powers and those aforementioned conflicted feelings about his mother. I would also argue that this is the perfect time for such a plot to resurface, with Steven unsure about his future and new purpose. Feeling as if his current purpose is running very low on gas with nothing else to replenish the tank. All of his life he's just wanted to help people. It's what he was known for. But now, thanks to Steven, everyone's grown to a point where they don't really need him. It doesn't mean that he doesn't have a point in their life and that his presence isn't appreciated, but no one's dependent on him to figure out their own problems. But I believe because of this subject matter, Steven may find his mind wandering over to his mother because one of his original conflicts with Pink Diamond was the question of why she had Steven in the first place. What did she intend for Steven's true purpose to be? A scapegoat for her problems? A second chance at life? Or what she simply told Steven was the truth. She wanted to be a part of something unique, something big, something that she could never do as a gem. She wanted Steven to simply be a human being and to enjoy life while impacting others with his changes in a meaningful way. But how can Steven be so sure of that? How could he know that that is truly the route meant for him? While I don't believe it's something he purposely embarks on in his dreams, I do believe that's where this episode could come into play. Perhaps it could be a series of nights where Steven has these weird, bizarre dreams times where he feels as if his life is falling apart around him. But somehow the deeper he goes, when he finally begins to push himself deeper into his mind, the more he eventually finds himself into his mother's memories. And while Steven is certainly proficient with his powers at this point in time, we really haven't gotten a checkup on his psychic powers. Assumably those also would have grown stronger by the day. So he may very well actually be at a point where it could be much easier for him to navigate through his mother's memories. And if that's the case, he could witness the major instances where rose quartz pink diamond reflected on her love of Greg and truly get a good idea of what went through her mind when she decided once and for all that she wanted to have a human child, giving Steven clarity on what at least his intended purpose was. And it's possible he finds something he doesn't like. Perhaps he stumbles into a memory where a pink diamond does look at the idea of Steven with more selfish intentions. But that wasn't her mindset long term, or even the initial concept. But for example, if Pink Diamond is down on herself, then perhaps she could think to herself, wow, I really can't make up for what I've done, but soon I'll be gone anyways. Soon, there will be Steven. And of course that would cause Steven to have the takeaway that he only does exist to fix his mother's problems. But in a different moment, she'll be excited for Steven to arrive for all the great things he'll do on his own, for his own beliefs. Ultimately, Steven can discover that his purpose wasn't anything set in stone. He wasn't made to do one particular thing. He's not a gem that was incubated and plopped out the ground. His mother ultimately truly wanted him to be a human being because humans can be whatever they want. Steven's capable of feeling what his mother felt. If he experiences one of her memories where she's thinking about him, he'll be able to feel how she feels towards him in that moment. Ultimately, I feel as if Steven is capable of getting the answers he seeks, even if it's not in a way where he can speak directly to his mother. And I do believe we're going to see and hear Pink Diamond one final time before future ends. I would find it very suspicious if Susan Egan never spoke a word in Steven Universe ever again. We already had Spinell dubbing over her dialogue in the movie, but I don't expect Future to also leave her in the dust. And we had Kimberly Brooks voicing the rose quartz gems. I feel as if that was intentional, not just to prove that yeah, Pink Diamond stole this gem's identity, she doesn't even sound like them, but for the moment when we finally hear Susan Egan in Future, it'll have a much bigger impact. I really can't see the Crewniverse just not involving Pink Diamond or Susan Egan one final time, especially in a dream episode, but I suppose Friday will have her answers. By the end of this week, we may or may not have more Pink Diamond icons floating around social media with new stills and GIFs and images, and I would love to see it. Any beef with Pink Diamond aside, it's still good to see the design on screen. Like, yeah, get some use out of that. This video has no sponsor, but I would like to plug the Roundtable Teespring, a place to get your hands on t-shirts, hoodies, and all sorts of goodies inspired by the animated series we cover right here on the channel. Some great designs include Cartoons Are Cool, Player Select, and OK Roundtable Let's Be Content Creators. But there's also a plethora of Steven Universe inspired designs. The diamond shirts, such as Hello Starlight and I'm Just As Important As You, alongside Steamboat Spinelli, Bat Quartz, Pink Lasagna, and Net Gang. That's just naming a few. Now, buying any of this merch is more than just putting money in our pockets. It directly supports the artist, and I really would like to use some of the funds for a super secret cartoon pitch that me and Nemo are cooking up. It'd be an animatic, nothing too crazy, but my biggest goal for 2020 is to put something out into the world that pertains to the idea of this cartoon. And if you use the code CRYSTAL, you can get 20% off your purchase until May 2020. Link to the Teespring in the description. Now back to your video. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I want to hear yours. What do you think? Do you believe we'll see and hear Pink Diamond one final time? Or is it the end of the road? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at ARTWITHKODA. We're also on Instagram. Special thanks to ARTWITHKODA for creating an awesome thumbnail. For more of his wonderful art, you can find him on Tumblr and Instagram at ARTWITHKODA, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Link down below in the description. Help Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. ARTWITHKODA signing out.